The job retention scheme has helped 1 million employers and 8.4 million employees so far. Some changes have been announced. Now, they don't start from the 1st of July, so the scheme remains as it is at the moment until the 1st of July. The employer can, broadly speaking, claim back 80% of the employee's salary and the employer's national insurance on that salary, and an amount up to the minimum auto enrolment contribution that they pay for the employee, or an amount equal to that amount if they make a contribution to another pension arrangement. Of course, the employer needs to pay the employee at least 80% of their salary. They can, of course, pay more, and importantly, the employee, whilst on furlough, can do no work for the employer. So from the 1st of July, part-time furloughing is permitted to encourage businesses to start to get back to something like normal. So from the 1st of July, that condition that you can do no work for the employer whilst in receipt of a furlough payment drops away. So an employee could come back and work part-time for the employer. The employer can then claim the furlough payment in relation to the period for which the employee isn't working. So 80% of the salary related to the time that the employee isn't working. The period for which the employee is working, the part-time period, needs to be paid for by the employer. So that runs through for July. Now from August, there's another change, and it's in relation to the amount that can be reclaimed by the employer. From August, the 80% reclaim can still be made, 80% subject, of course, to the maximum of £2,500 per month, but the employer will no longer be able to reclaim the employer's national insurance or that auto-enrolment related amount, and that's the rule for August. When we get to September, then there's another step change effectively. All those other rules that I've just talked about for July and August remain in place, but from September, the amount that the employer can reclaim in relation to the furlough payment, the payment made to an employee whilst not working, drops. The amount drops to 70% of the amount that the employee's salary, and I need to remind myself of this, subject to an overall maximum of £2,187 per month. So that's the rule for September. From the 1st of October, the rules change again. The amount that the employer can reclaim in relation to a payment made to a furloughed employee in relation to the period for which they are not working drops from 70% to 60%, subject to an overall maximum per month of £1,875. Now, of course, when we get to the end of October, the Chancellor has made it completely clear that furlough payments will stop, the scheme will cease, and hopefully by that time the economy is back to something like normal.